Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Contando Historias channel. I'm Wolf, and today we're traveling back in time to revisit one of the most important stories in world football, the 1958 FIFA World Cup, the tournament that introduced a 17-year-old named Pelé to the planet. Get ready to discover how Brazil won its first world title and forever changed the history of the sport. A nation's dream. The year was 1958. The World Cup was set to take place in Sweden, and Brazil carried enormous pressure. The country was still haunted by the painful defeat in the 1950 final, when Brazil lost to Uruguay in front of more than 170,000 fans at the Maracanã. Many believed that wound would never heal. But the 1958 squad was different. The team featured stars like Didi, Garrincha, Vavá, and a young talent still unknown to most of the world, Pelé. Brazil's campaign. Brazil began its journey against Austria, winning 3-0. Next came a historic 0-0 draw with England. The first goalless match in World Cup history. In the final group stage match, the coach decided to start Garrincha and Pelé. That decision changed everything. Brazil defeated the Soviet Union 2-0, dazzling the world with attacking, creative football. From that moment on, no one could stop the Brazilian team. Pelé's spark. In the quarterfinals, Brazil faced Wales. The game was tough and seemed destined for a draw. Then Pelé received the ball inside the box, spun quickly, and scored the only goal of the match. It was Pelé's first World Cup goal. The 17-year-old was beginning to write his legend. The unforgettable semi-final. In the semi-final, the opponent was a strong French team. France had the tournament's top scorer, Just Fontaine, who would finish with 13 goals, a record that still stands today. But the day belonged to Pelé. The young striker scored 3 goals, leading Brazil to a 5-2 victory. The entire world began talking about the Brazilian boy who played as if pressure didn't exist. The grand final. On June 29, 1958, Brazil and Sweden met in the final. The Swedes scored early, making Brazilian fans nervous. But Brazil quickly responded. Vavá scored twice to put Brazil ahead. Then came one of the most famous goals in World Cup history. Pelé controlled the ball, flicked it over a defender with a perfect sombrero, and finished with precision. Brazil won 5-2 and lifted its first World Cup trophy. At the final whistle, players and fans wept with joy. The wound of 1950 was finally healed. The birth of a legend. The 1958 World Cup was not only Brazil's first triumph. It marked the birth of Pelé as a global star and the beginning of a new era for Brazilian football. From that moment on, Brazil was recognized as one of the sport's greatest powers. And Pelé began a journey that would make him one of the greatest players of all time. And that's the incredible story of the 1958 FIFA World Cup. The tournament that revealed Pelé to the world and gave Brazil its first star. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who loves football and history. I'm Wolf, and this was another episode of Contando Historias. See you next time on our journey through time.